In an age dominated by social platforms like TikTok and an insatiable fascination with true crime, the landscape of citizen engagement has evolved beyond traditional tip lines. Now, more than ever, it's easier for people to insert themselves into a case. Online vigilantism, from doxing people to unjustly attributing guilt to a specific individual, not only undermines ongoing investigations, but can also result in serious consequences for the parties involved. With all this in mind, we decided to ask, are citizens who play detective doing more harm than good? In the US today, we have a pretty regimented system for crime and whose job it is to solve it. We have police precincts in every town and city, and beyond that we have the FBI, the CIA, and the DEA for issues outside local borders. There's also the industry of private investigation, which is regulated by the state government. According to the US Department of Justice, quote, citizens can help stop crime by removing opportunities for criminals and by promptly reporting any suspicious activities to the police, unquote. The website doesn't mention or encourage citizens to solve crimes themselves, though. Historically, citizen involvement in cases has ranged from eyewitness testimonials to tip hotlines. We often see both of these examples portrayed in television and movies. Even simply Googling true crime gives you thousands of results, ranging from scripted television content to podcasts, news stories, and websites on the topic. People like to hear about mysteries and watch them unfold. As technology has become more advanced and accessible, citizens have begun to feel more empowered to try to solve mysteries on their own instead of relying on the police.
Citizen sleuthing is where you have people that aren't necessarily professional law enforcement that want to help law enforcement investigations in some way.
That's John Lorden, a true crime content creator and YouTuber known for his discussion and analysis of various criminal cases.
You can have the most experienced investigator in the world, but they can't know everything about everything. And crimes are not bound to any rules. So every now and then you might have some type of item that shows up in a crime or something where a seasoned pro investigator might look at that item and not understand what it is, but you've got someone out on the internet that knows all about it.
Social platforms like YouTube and TikTok have made it much easier for people to create and share content quickly. There's also a whole genre of true crime creators like John that have been around for years, and newcomers are joining the genre every day.
There is certainly a very real impact when it comes to citizen sleuthing affecting cases. I've seen it firsthand. Sometimes it's raising awareness, which might all of a sudden get a bunch of more donations going to a family's GoFundMe. Sometimes it's as simple as just a family saying, wow, this person cared enough to actually learn about what we're going through, and they put this thing up that's trying to help us. And then it goes all the way to, we helped get a case reopened, or there was some new information that was discovered that is now put into play because of our work.
There have been several notable success stories over the years in which citizen involvement helped to solve the case. The Golden State Killer case, also known as the East Area Rapist or original Night Stalker case, remained unsolved for decades, until it was ultimately closed through a combination of diligent police work, advancements in forensic technology, and citizen help. Michelle McNamara, a true crime writer and citizen sleuth, dedicated years of her life to investigating the case. Tragically, McNamara passed away before the Golden State Killer was identified and arrested. However, her relentless pursuit of justice and her tireless efforts to shine a light on the case had a lasting impact. More recently, citizen sleuths have been instrumental in identifying individuals involved in the January 6th Capitol insurrection event. These internet investigators, known as the Deep State Dogs, have compiled video evidence and traced the suspect who tased DC Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone during the assault. The Deep State Dogs provided their findings to the FBI, leading to the arrest of the suspect Daniel Rodriguez, who now faces charges for assaulting Fanone. Unfortunately, there have also been instances where citizen involvement in ongoing criminal investigations has taken a turn for the worse. In the 2022 case involving the murders of 4 University of Idaho students, online sleuths got involved in an attempt to solve the murders. During the investigation, that online sleuthing led to a University of Idaho professor being falsely accused of playing a part in the murders. Brian Christopher Koberger, a 28-year-old graduate student, was later arrested and charged with 4 counts of murder in connection with those deaths.
The phenomenon of citizen detectives, internet sleuths, poses some benefits and challenges. There have been some very highly publicized cases where people on particular internet forums or sites dedicated to solving crime have latched on to an individual or individuals who were completely uninvolved in a particular criminal activity. But I have noticed this phenomenon where folks really get fixated on maybe a particular individual, and then they craft all the elements of the case to kind of fit that individual rather than using the case itself to lead them to the right party or parties.
We asked Sarah what the future of privacy data looks like in a time when the internet grants access to virtually anything.
The citizen apps, the Ring apps, where everybody is out there ready to pounce because somebody came through the neighborhood that they perceive should not be in the neighborhood or belongs, where we all know that that's code for race or ethnicity or gender expression or any other thing that one person in probably a dominant position around those issues will apply to others. So if on the one hand we have citizen detectives trying to solve crimes, on the other hand, we have people trying to virtually stop and frisk everyone who comes through their neighborhood. And that's really worrisome.
While some individuals have successfully contributed to solving cases and delivering justice, there have also been instances where citizen involvement has hindered investigations and led to harmful consequences. Unchecked citizen sleuthing can lead to misidentification, the spread of conspiracy theories, and even online vigilantism. Ultimately, the goal should be to seek justice while avoiding undue harm to innocent parties, as well as harnessing safe collaboration between citizens and law enforcement for the greater good.
I think on the one hand, this kind of interest from people wanting to solve crimes has really pushed law enforcement to do better, and that's a real positive. But I do believe and agree with law enforcement in the sense that this kind of interference can actually lead to some real serious problems. So there's a fine line that needs to be maintained here so that the real outcome that I think all parties wish for, which is to seek justice for individuals who've been harmed and perhaps even forgotten, can be sought and can be achieved.